today I'm just going to show you how to make a bodice sloper from scratch without the need for a dress form. The only reason I have her present is so that I can show you which measurements you need in order to do this. So all that you will need for yourself is a measuring tape to take your own personal measurements, paper to graph it out on, pencils, pens, markers, erasers, and rulers, regular rulers. This video I'm using the metric system. I took all of my measurements in centimeters because they're much more accurate than inches. And in the video I converted my measurements so that it can be a smaller template, but when you do what I tell you to do, you're gonna use your actual measurements, and you're gonna use how do I explain it? When I say something like, oh, go down 1.5 centimeters, you'll actually do that. That's not a conversion. I'm just converting my personal measurements. That's the only thing that's changing in here. You'll use your own. But without further ado, let me show you what you need. So you will need your bust measurement. When you're taking your measurements, you'll want to be in comfortable clothing like leggings and a tank top, or your underwear, or your skin. Just, you want it to be close. So I shaved off my hair. Yeah, let's get started. So the first thing you're gonna do is your bust measurement. So you want to get the measurement all the way around the bust from the widest area, well, the area that sticks out the most. And I'm measuring in centimeters. So I'm gonna take it. You want to make sure it's even though. You see how the back is a little bit lower than the front? You want to make sure the whole thing is even all the way around. And that's the bust measurement that you need. You also need your waist measurement. Your hip measurement, which is the widest part after your waist. It's about 7.5 to 9 inches below your waist measurement. You want to make sure it's even, just like the bust. You want, excuse all the pins in her and the stains. I hung a towel after I dyed my hair and it was red. So you want to get the back width. You want to have the measurement from the neck all the way to the waist. You also want to have the measurement from your waist to your hip and down as far as you would like the bodice to go. But like I was saying, you want to have your neck measurement, which is the measurement all the way around. You don't want it too tight. You just want to fit it. You also want your shoulder measurement, which is the measurement out from your neck to the end, like from your very, like here to your shoulder to the end. What else? Oh, you want your chest. Just like we did the back across the shoulders, you want the chest. So the chest will be out. It's kind of, basically it's your over bust. Like that. You want the chest. First things first, you'll draw in your center back, which is the distance from your neck to waist plus the distance from your waist to hip. Then you'll draw a perpendicular line at the top and you'll mark the corner as 0. Next, you'll mark 1.5 centimeters down your center back and you'll label this point as 1. Next, go across the top line and mark 1/5 of your neck measurement minus 3 millimeters or 1/8 inch. You'll mark this point as 9 and then you draw in your neck curve. From 1, you'll measure down your armhole depth and mark it as 2. Draw a line from 2 that is half the bust measurement plus 5 centimeters. Mark this as 3. This is the armhole depth line. Draw a line down from 3 that is the same length as the center back and mark this as your center front. Go back to 1 and measure down the neck to waist length. Mark as 5 and then draw a line across to touch the center front. This is your waistline. Go back to 1, measure down 1/5 your armhole depth minus 6 millimeters and mark it as 10. Draw a line across from 10 that is half the distance from 2 to 3. From 9, draw in your shoulder length plus 1 centimeter, making it touch the line from 10. Mark that point as 11. Divide 11 and 9 in half and mark as 12. Then draw a line from 11 that is 1.5 centimeters and mark as 32. From 2, you'll measure across half the back measurement plus 6 millimeters and mark it as 14. Then draw a line up to touch the top line and mark that point as 15. Then divide this line in half and mark the midpoint as 16. The bottom of your center back is your hip line. You'll draw a line across to touch the center front and mark that point as 8 and label this your hip line. Mark the midpoint from 2 to 3 as 20. You're going to mark this line as your side seam and then measure from 2 to 4, find the midpoint, call it 17, and then do the exact same thing that we did for the point of 20, marking the points 18 and 19 consecutively as well. Draw a line out from 14 at a 45-degree angle. The length will depend on the size of the sloper that you are making. Connect the points 11, 16, the line from 14, and 20 to make your armhole. Draw a 5 centimeter line down from 12 and mark that as 13. Then draw 2 spots on either side of 12 at half a centimeter and connect them to the end of this line. This is your shoulder dart. Measure across from 4 1/5 the neck measurement minus 6 millimeters and mark it as 24. Then measure down 1/5 the neck measurement minus 2 centimeters and mark as 23, drawing your neckline. Next, you'll go to point 3 and measure across half your chest measurement plus half a centimeter and mark this point as 26. Draw a line up from 26, that's 1/3 the distance from points 3 to 23. Mark this point as 27. Next, you'll divide the distance from 3 to 26.5 and mark that point as 25. Then you'll draw a line down from 25 to the waistline and mark that point as 29. After this, you'll draw a line down from 25 that is 2.5 centimeters. You'll mark that point as 28 and this will be your bust apex. Now in the next part, you'll see that I messed up when I was converting and it was difficult for me to draw my lines, but you shouldn't have this problem. Next, you're going to connect points 28 to 24 and then you'll draw a straight line up from 24 so that you can measure the dart width. After you've measured that width, you're going to make another point on the top line the same width away, like just on the opposite side of the line, and you'll mark that point as 30. Draw a line out from point 32, and then from point 30 you'll draw your shoulder length and you'll make it touch the line you just drew. Once you've done that, you'll mark the point on that line as 37. Next, you'll draw a line out from 26 at a 45-degree angle. Once again, the length of this line depends on the size of the bodice that you're making, and then you'll connect all of your points to make your arm. On the waistline at the side seam, measure over 1 centimeter on the back and 2 centimeters on the front. Next, you're going to draw 2 lines from 22 to the new points, and then up from the new points to point 20. You're going to add a point 1.3 centimeters away from 18 on both sides of 18. And then you're going to add a point that is 12.5 centimeters below point 18. Then you're going to connect that point to the 2 new points, and then connect the 2 new points to point 17. Next, we're going to make a point 7.5 centimeters down from point 29, and then we're going to add 2 points, both 1.5 centimeters away from point 29 on the waistline, and then we'll connect all these new points, and then we'll connect those points to point 28. Once you've finished, your bodice pattern should look like this.